Well, the rumors were true and Valve just gave me everything I wanted. How's it going, everyone? As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. This is Deck Ready, my channel all about the Steam Deck, the Steam Frame, the Steam Machine, and the Steam Controller, because the Steam hardware family just expanded by a lot. If you want to get in on the ground floor for what is definitely going to be one of, if not the coolest ecosystems in gaming, subscribe to the channel and set your notifications to all. But let's get into this because there's a ton to dig into. I'm going to start out with what I'm most excited for, and that is the Steam Machine. I mean, it's the Steam Deck console that we've been talking about for what, three and a half years, ever since the Steam Deck was announced. I mean, the dream for a lot of people was a PC that you could put underneath your TV, connect a controller to, and use as if it was a console and take advantage of your entire Steam library, and that's exactly what they made. The specs look pretty damn good too. They're being kind of coy about what actually is in this thing, but they are very clear that it has a discrete GPU in addition to a CPU. Both are AMD semi-custom, and they say that the target is 4K 60 FPS with FSR, so like 1440p native, which is honestly good enough for me. I thought it was really interesting that they pointed out in the trailer that you can install whatever operating system you want on it. I mean, the whole idea of this thing for me is to have it be a Steam OS machine, so I want it to be running Steam OS exclusively, but it's nice to know you can put Windows on it. I counted 5 USB-A ports. There's one USB-C port. They said it has an SD card slot so you can expand the storage. There's going to be 2 flavors of it, one 512 gig, one 2 terabyte. I don't know which one I'm going to go for. I have to see how easy it is to upgrade, but 2 terabytes sounds really good, and having a micro SD card slot is awesome. There's an LED light strip on the front that you can customize, and in the trailer they showed someone putting a faceplate on it. So they really are leaning into the console style PC whole thing that they started way back with the Steam machines, but this time, I mean, they're playing for keeps. They spent all these years building out SteamOS to make it a really competitive and cool operating system, to the point where it's my preferred operating system. I'm running a flavor of it called Bazzite on my PC upstairs already, and I can't wait till I can put it on a PC or just get a Steam machine with it already installed. I've only seen pictures, obviously, but it looks like a pretty small form factor package. Hopefully there's room in there where you could upgrade that discrete GPU later on down the line, but with the specs that they're listing, 4K 60 with FSR, I mean, you know, it's probably going to be a pretty performant thing out of the box, so you won't have to worry about upgrading for a long time anyway, which is great. They also pointed out that it's built with streaming in mind, so you can stream games from it directly to your Steam Deck. I love that they started the whole trailer video with the Steam Deck talking about how it's been great and all the stuff that they've added to it has led them to this. And I like that this is built with streaming to the Steam Deck in mind, because, you know, the Steam Deck is still at least a year or so away. I mean, at the minimum. So if you want to keep that around for as long as possible, I mean, giving people a device that can play games really well and stream directly to it is just like a perfect longevity piece, honestly. Like, I think that's the smartest move Valve can make while they wait for better hardware that can keep the battery life the same, but also provide a generational leap in performance. With all these leaks and rumors, it was all centered on the Steam Frame, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and of course the controller, which we'll talk about next. But I was not expecting the Steam Machine, but the timing couldn't be better, right? Like, we've heard all this stuff about Sony partnering up with AMD to combine PSSR and FSR4. Xbox is apparently making a PC instead of a next generation console. So with all these big players kind of transitioning their consoles to PCs, I mean, Valve needs to get out early because they've already done the hard work. They have a great operating system. They have a bunch of people with great libraries full of great games. They have good performance on PC through SteamOS with the shader compilation and the frame limiting and everything like that. So I think the Steam Deck is what we have to thank for this thing kind of hitting the ground running in terms of being a quality product from day one. I obviously don't know if that's the case, but because of my experience with the Steam Deck, which is like thousands of hours, I feel pretty confident this thing is going to come out and be extremely strong. But every console needs a controller. They're just calling it the Steam controller. And this thing also is extremely cool. I mean, I don't want to act like I've never seen it before because sadly it's Bradley has leaked it a bunch of times on Twitter and it looks exactly like the leaks. The last time we talked about it, we were talking about the capacitive handles and what those could be used for. It turns out they're for gyro. They're calling it GyroSense. So when you put your hands on the controller, it activates gyro. It's similar to how it works on the Steam Deck where the thumbsticks are capacitive, and when you put your thumbs on the sticks, That's what activates the gyro. The thumbsticks themselves are still capacitive. They say that they've upgraded them from the Steam Deck though to be magnetic, so they'll have great longevity and super precise tracking or whatever. It seems like they're really hammering these thumbsticks because they're also in the split VR controllers. I love that this is going to be the main PC controller. The trackpads are a game changer. The layout looks great because it's just a Steam Deck without the screen, and it looks actually much more ergonomic than what we got with the Steam Controller 1. So if you just buy this, it could be your main PC controller. And the other cool thing is it's banking on years of support for Steam input. So it's going to work with any game right out of the box. And all these great profiles that come built in with the Steam Deck are most likely going to be transitioned right over to the controller. So if a game doesn't natively support any of its extra features, you'll be able to just turn them on with Steam input and be good to go. It also comes with an accessory called the Puck, which is a charging stand and a connection point. They say it's going to support Wi-Fi connection 2.4 gigahertz or Bluetooth. That's awesome. I'm glad because I've been messing around with my original Steam controller. I wanted to make some videos on it, and when I opened it up, the AA batteries were corroded, so I had to spend hours cleaning out the connection points to make it work again, which was kind of a bummer. So the easiest way around that is obviously a rechargeable controller, and having a magnetic dock, that feels like the future. It's awesome. You don't get that with the Xbox, you don't get that with a PlayStation, you don't get that, well, you kind of do with the Switch because the controllers connect, but if you had a Pro controller, it doesn't come with the dock. So that's a cool inclusion that kind of goes in line with Valve giving you a little bit extra on top, like they give you with the Steam Deck when they give you a case for free. I've been looking forward a lot to a controller that's made with PC and Steam in mind because I just love Steam. I want that to be my main platform forever. So having a hardware piece that has the Steam logo on it and interacts well with Steam, I mean, it just feels too good to be true, honestly. It's like what I've wanted ever since I saw big picture mode back when I was in freshman year of college and really loved it despite the original SteamOS not being great. It's got the share button, it's got the Steam button, it looks like it has the quick access menu button. They are very clear that this thing is made to work with the frame, the machine, and the Steam Deck. I just love that even though they're not upgrading the Steam Deck on today's hardware reveal, they are still giving it a lot of love with this stuff and they're treating it as part of the Steam family. I know a lot of people were worried about them moving on from the Steam Deck in favor of this stuff, but it's very clear that they see this as an ecosystem very similar to, the PlayStation 5 with the PSVR 2 and the Portal and the DualSense Edge and everything like that. So the Steam Deck is here to stay. We're just going to have more ways to interact with SteamOS, and that's really exciting. And the last big announcement was the Steam Frame. This is, of course, the thing that leaked the most. It looks like a really good VR headset. They kind of threw me for a loop at the beginning of talking about it in the trailer because they were talking about streaming with an adapter, which is cool, right? If you get a Steam machine and you stream games to this headset with their new technology that makes it basically instantaneous, that's great. But one of the biggest benefits of the Oculus Quest or Meta Quest or whatever it's called now is being able to play games natively on the headset. So then they turned it around a little bit later and they're like, oh, also this runs SteamOS using Proton 4 ARM. So even though it uses a different chip architecture than the Steam Deck or a Windows PC, they've made a new version of Proton. So you can play regular games on this headset. You can play VR games that are supported and you can play 2D games in a frame or whatever it's going to be called, where it'll be on a screen in front of you. And it also connects directly to the Steam controller and you can connect it to the Steam machine. All of this stuff works in tandem. I know there's some people out there who are going to want to, stream from their Steam Deck to the headset. I don't think that's going to work all that well. They also have a bunch of YouTube videos out from people like Linus and everyone else. I just wanted to get my video out first, so I haven't really seen this in action, but just looking at the titles and the thumbnails, it seems like people are really excited. They also have two split controllers that look a lot like, VR controllers, the Oculus controllers, the Sense controllers on PSVR 2. Valve has always had the monopoly on excellent controllers. If you ask me, I really like the Knuckles with the Index, and that's what made me want an Index, but I just could never afford it. So yeah, I mean, everything people really wanted except Half-Life 3, that was the other rumor that I guess didn't come true today, is coming true. It's kind of insane. I've been doing this channel for 3 years just because I love the Steam Deck. I love SteamOS. I love what Valve is doing in the hardware side of things, and I've even gotten into some of their games like Counter-Strike 2. They've always been one of my, if not my favorite developers, publishers, hardware makers out there because they're so forward thinking and they're thinking about how to make PC better all the time. And having you guys along for the ride has just been a really awesome experience. I've enjoyed talking to you in the comments. I've enjoyed talking to you on Steam messages since a lot of you added me. I've enjoyed playing games like Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6 with you. I talk to a lot of gaming people people, right? On the PlayStation side, on the Steam side, even on the Nintendo and Xbox side. And there really isn't a nicer community out there of normal people that are all just excited to play games and have fun doing it. All the noise gets cut out when you play on Steam. And I think that's why I gravitate towards it so much. And I'm just like so excited, guys. Oh yeah, this stuff's all coming out at the beginning of 2026. There's no pricing just yet, but I mean, this is a rumor. Take it with a huge grain of salt. The bundle of all three, the Steam controller, the Steam machine, and the Steam frame, was allegedly going to be $1,200. That sounded crazy at the time because when we heard this rumor, the Steam machine was not even something we were thinking about. So it was just a controller and a headset. $1,200 sounded like a lot, but the combo pack of a Steam machine, a controller, and a VR headset for $1,200, I feel like is a better than fair price. So yeah, I mean, these other console manufacturers better watch out. Valve is playing for keeps right now. They're moving forward with hardware, and I only see things going up from here. So as I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to get in on the ground floor of something cool, subscribe to the channel, set your notifications to all. And if you want to see stuff as soon as it happens, follow me on Twitter at deck_ready. And if you want to see my shorts as soon as I finish them, follow me on Instagram at deck.ready. Deck_ready was taken, which sucks. But yeah, seriously, guys, if you're still here, thank you so much for supporting this channel. It is so much fun to work on. Like, I wake up excited every day to work on specifically this channel. I have ideas when I'm walking my dog. I have ideas when I'm at the bar. I'm always taking notes of new ideas for new shorts, new videos, new things to tweet out, post, make, edit. And it's like literally because you guys are so awesome. And I really just, I want to say I appreciate it. That's what I want to say. I'm getting emotional, man. Like, I've been waiting so fucking long for this. I've been talking to my friends about it. They're sick of hearing about it. I've been talking to my family about it. They're sick of hearing about it. They're like, that thing's never coming out. It's real. It's real, guys. I saw the doubters. I saw the haters. The Steam machine is fucking real, and I am hyped about it. Thank you for watching. As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. I'll see you in the next one. Shape on.